Alright, y'all, what's the deal? So I just want to do my last video on this. People are asking me, is this different from LeBron James and Kevin Durant? Or were their situations different? A lot of people are asking me these questions. I didn't want to leave a big long-ass message in the comment section, so I'm just do this last little video. First, let me just say a few things before I get into what I'm going to say. At the end of the day, Kevin Durant can do what he wants, when he wants. It's his life, all right? Second, all this isn't really that important to me, just on the fact of just me being a big NBA fan like I am a boxing fan, all right? So that's where it ends. I have no, vested interest in any of this. My favorite boyhood teams and players, them dudes been retired. Them dudes in their 50s now, you know what I mean? So I like to see my Timberwolves do well, you know what I mean? But rather than that, it's really not that important. Okay, so let me just get into what I think, because I was telling people I think there's some similarities and I think there's differences. I don't think this is the exact same thing. I don't see it like that, man. That's just my opinion. Whatever yours is, that's your opinion. All right, cool. But let me go over some similarities that I do see with this LeBron and Durant situation. All right, we can argue that both Durant and LeBron were top 4 players in the world, top 3 players in the world, although I think LeBron is the best player in the world right now. But we can argue that both these guys were top 3 players leaving their franchises that they had success with, right? LeBron left a team he had won over, what, 2 seasons? The 2 seasons before he left, they won over 60+ games. Crazy, right? Durant just left a team that he was with Westbrook, and they were up 3-1, literally on the brink of getting to another NBA Finals. They also went to the Finals in 2012. So they both left good situations as far as that. Now, some of you may argue, yeah, but being with Durant is different than who LeBron was with. Okay, cool, but that team was very cohesive, and they won 60+ 2 years in a row. So, you don't necessarily need Hall of Fame players to be on a solid team. And he proved that with those 60+ wins, all right? So there are some similarities there. Okay, now the differences for me, and I'm going to go over facts, all right? And there's some people that were saying that LeBron went to a team that won the championship in 2009, and I'm like, I don't really think some people know what they're talking about, because the Heat won a championship the 2005-06 season against the Mavs. They won 4 games to 2. That's when the Big Diesel still had a little bit left. You had Alonzo coming off the bench. I mean, they had a solid team, and Wade was the Finals MVP that year, and Steve Nash was the season MVP. That was 2005-06. The Heat had a season when they were rebuilding where they won like 15 games. I think it was like 2007 or 2008. One of them years, they won 15 games. The year that LeBron joined them, the 2 previous years before that for Miami Heat, they lost in the first round. They were 5th seed both years, 2 first-round exits both years. So he joined a team that 2 years prior couldn't get out the first round. They had Dwyane Wade, a superstar, a guy who was a proven champion in 2005 and 2006, and he was Finals MVP. He was a proven champion. LeBron joined the Heat the 2010-2011 season. They didn't won a chip before he got there in 5 years. All right, now, Durant is joining a team where their 2 previous last years, they won an NBA Finals, and then they made it to the Finals. They went 73-9. They broke a Bulls record without Kevin Durant. They won the NBA Finals without Kevin Durant literally 2 years ago. Yes, the Heat won the Finals without LeBron James, but that was 5 years ago on a whole different team. They had Shaq Daddy on that team. Shaq and Wade was like the 1-2 punch. Haslam, but some of the pieces was there when LeBron, like Haslam was there. There were some guys that were there, but it wasn't the same team. Like, this is literally Green, Curry, Thompson, and Iggy still on his team. That's the core. When LeBron went to the Heat, they still had to see how it was going to be with having Bosh and LeBron, so on and so forth. He's joining a team that's already cohesive as a unit. They just went 73-9, y'all. Like, that's cohesive as it gets. without winning the chip, you know. But now, had LeBron, let's say the 2009-2010 season, the Lakers and Celtics played. The Lakers won the chip that year, 4-3 over the Celtics. The finals MVP was Kobe. The season MVP was LeBron. He was an MVP. Just like Curry, he was a two-time reigning MVP before he, you know, left, right? So let's say that, and then that year, LeBron and them lost to Boston. Boston made it to the finals. To me, the exact same thing would have been like, you know what? Man, I just can't get it done. Let me go join Boston because they just beat us. You know, I mean, or they made it to the finals out of the East. Let's just go join them. Let me go join Garnett and Pierce them, man, and Rondo them because I can't get this shit done. Because they're proven they've been there, they done that. Or it would have been like in 08-09 had he left, the year that they lost to Orlando, and Orlando made it to the finals against the Lakers that year and lost 4-1. That would have been like LeBron saying, you know what, man, we can't get past Dwight them. Let me go ahead and join Orlando, man. With Jameer Nelson and them and Lee, and, you know, let me just go ahead and join Orlando. To me, that's exactly the same. Because, you know, he left, like, if any season would have been the exact same, would have been the 08-09 season had he left and went to Orlando to join up with Dwight. Another in his prime superstar at that moment in time. Yes, things like this have happened in the past with, you know, guys leaving and going to different teams. But sometimes at the end of these guys' careers, you see this a lot, man, when guys are on their last leg, regardless of age, because some people, their shelf life is different in the NBA. You got some guys at 36 still playing at a high level. Some guys burn out at 30, at 31. But a lot of those guys, not every single time, but a lot of times, it's like 50-50. Sometimes guys go to teams and try to win chips at the very end when they're well out of their prime. Durant's doing it in his prime, which at the end of the day is fine, but I don't see how this is the exact same thing. Everything is parallel. I don't think that. I think there are some similarities and some differences. Now, if Durant wants to go to a team that just, you know, came back from 3-1 in the West Finals to defeat him in Westbrook, who's trying to make it back to another Finals, you know, go back because they went 2012, and they went 73-9, and they came back from 3-1 to beat you, and then you go join. It's like you're joining your rival. The Heat was never really the Cavs' rivals when both teams was trying to win chips. I mean, yes, they're both in the East, but it wasn't like a rivalry. It wasn't like they were meeting in conference finals or, you know, you got to get past us to get there type of thing. Shit, the Heat kept losing in the first round every year. Or not every year, but those two back-to-back years before LeBron got there. So I get it. You know, LeBron went to play with a guy who's already established as a champion. And then they had Bosh, who at the time was, what, a top 15-ish type of player in the league. They had him join. And then everything, you know, worked itself out. They made it to 4 finals and won 2 of them. So everything worked itself out. Difference is with me, what I think is Durant's going to a team that are proven winners literally the last 2 years. We ain't got to go back 5 years or 7 years. No, the last 2 years, they've won without you. Now, could Durant help this team and help them get better? Yeah. But I don't know, it's just my opinion on it. You know, there's really not much more to go over, man. I'm just going over why I think it's not the exact same thing. But I also think there are some similarities, man. I just don't think this is totally different. But I don't think it's totally the same either. I think there's some similarities and some differences. LeBron went to a team, LeBron went to a team that had Wade. Bosh came along. Bosh hadn't played with Wade yet, but Bosh came along to a team that was the 5th seed 2 years in a row and lost in the first round 2 years in a row. In between that chip and LeBron coming, they had 1 year where they won 15 games. Versus Durant going to a team that was 73-9, first seed in the playoffs, won the championship. Or I'm sorry, made it to the finals and lost. But they were 73-9, first seed without Durant and beat Durant's team. And then 2014, 2015, they were 67-15 and won the finals without Durant. So I don't get how is it the same? How is it the same going to a team that was 5th seed 2 years in a row versus going to a team who was a 1st seed 2 years in a row and made it to finals both years and won one? Wouldn't the exact same thing be if LeBron in 08, 09 went to Orlando or went to the Celtics? Isn't that the exact same thing? I don't understand how this is exactly the same thing. I'm not getting that. But it's just my opinion, you know. These are all I looked all the stuff up myself. This has nothing to do with Fox Sports or ESPN or NBA TV or NBA.com. Like, this is my opinion, things that I looked up and I'm seeing from myself, and things that I remember from those years. So I don't get how this is exactly the same thing. But I'm spending too much time on this, man. This is my final video. I'm waiting for the season. Hopefully my damn Timberwolves will pull through and do good, man. We got Towns and Wiggins, Levine, you know what I mean? We just picked up the draft pick. So hopefully we do good this year. I'm tired of talking about all these other damn teams, man. I'm out.